5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello, beautiful people. Happy Sunday. We are here to get into the Christmas spirit. Okay, we're Christmassy. We're you can't see the shirt. We're Christmassy. We are here to finally get into the Christmas spirit. Christmas is what, 2 weeks away. So we will be ranking our top 10 best Christmas movies of all time. And of course, that's subjective. This is my top 10. So drop your favorite Christmas movies in the chat. But I am not here alone. I have a wonderful guest here to go over her top 10 Christmas movies as well. Y'all, please show love to Ashley of My Sweet Perspective. Are you feeling festive, Ashley? Are you ready to get into the Christmas mode?
Girl, you know I am. You know I am. And I know how I'm a good guest to come on now. When earlier Nickey said, I think I need to rethink this whole situation. Because after she saw my list, she was like, oh, I wouldn't. You couldn't pay me to watch none of these movies. But no, I am. I'm happy to be here. Christmas is my favorite holiday of the entire year. So yeah, I'm ready to get into it. I'm ready to see what's on your list. Because even though she wanted my list, y'all, she didn't tell me what was on her list. So
I think you would actually be surprised by some of the movies on my list. But yes, I did say what was I thinking earlier, because guys, we are doing a double feature live today. We are going to give you and talk about some of our favorite Christmas movies, and then we will be watching one of said Christmas movies and trying to figure out what movie we're going to watch. I saw Ashley's list and I said, oh baby. I should have known it wasn't going to be Murder and Mayhem on her list. I don't know what I was thinking, but
it's Christmas. It's Christmas.
That's why I wanted you here, though, so it could be like a more diverse, bunch of movies. Because y'all already know what it is when it comes to me. So, this will be anything you need to add to your watch list. Maybe it's something you haven't seen. We have some Christmas movies for you, but let's see who we have here with us. Tony T, thank you so much for being here in the live. Shout out to you. Darfelina, thank you so much for being here in the live. Yes, make sure you do all the things. We are streaming on my channel, A Night of Horror, and we are streaming on Ashley's channel, My Sweet Perspective. So do all the things, guys. Hit the like button, keep the chat active, make sure you subscribe, share the video, all the things. Jasmine, thank you so much for being here in the live. Shout out to you. EJ, shout out to you. Thank you so much for being here in the live. I mean, I like Christmas too. I didn't get an invite or nothing, but I ain't salty on Nickey. You know what? Honestly, stuff be out of sight, out of mind. I just did a live with Ashley the other day, so I was like, "Hey, let me ask Ashley," because she was just there, and I wanted somebody that's not in the horror space. That's going to, I wanted somebody with a more diverse list. But shout out to EJ, the TV Junkie. Y'all, please go check out her channel if you haven't. Miriam, thank you so much for being here in the live. Shout out to you. So we are going to go ahead and get into this top 10 glorious list. This is ranked 10 through 1 to ultimately get to what me and Ashley feel is the number one best Christmas movie of all time. Like I said, it's subjective, so drop yours in the chat. And we are going to start. I want to start with Ashley's list. Oh. So let's go on over here and get started with Ashley. Ashley, why don't you take it away and get us into your number 10 entry?
Okay, y'all, this is a problematic film. I'm not under any delusions, okay? I know what a minstrel show is. I know. But this is so far entrenched in my grail that it had to be on here. I have been watching this show since I remember watching TV and movies. Bing Crosby will always deliver a vocal. Rosemary Clooney, like this is my era of film, if you will. I am a post vaudevillian girly. Like I stan a musical to this day. So this was just the best of both worlds. It's Christmas. It's a musical. It is all queer people. This is whites only Christmas. Okay, it's a whites only pie over here. But when I tell you that the story is good, it's hilarious, and the vocals are vocaling for that reason and that reason alone, it had to make the list. Is it problematic? Absolutely, y'all. I'm not, again, I'm under no delusions. It's problematic. It is a product of its era and time, but I love it. It is day.
You know what? I actually love that this is your number 10 because we can critique the things we love. Like, I feel like people kind of have the assumption that if you like something, maybe you're don't fully have the scope. You're kind of endorsing. First of all, movies of a certain time. I mean, Jaws was in a movie set in a whites only beach in a whites only town. Like movies of a certain time, they're going to just give you certain, lack of diversity. But it is absolutely okay to critique the things you love. You enjoy the movie for what it is, but you have no misillusions
whatsoever.
that is problematic, which is okay. Do you know what? Not Darfalina said whites only Christmas. Whites only Christmas. Well, they kind of goes to that song. What is that song? I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. Just think of the snow. The snow makes it a white Christmas.
Snow. That's a song in the movie. There's a song called Snow.
Oh, really? I've never heard of this movie in my life.
They go to they'll go to sleep and they dream of snow. Yeah, it's all of that. Yeah.
Trent King, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Really appreciate the support. Merry Hanukkah to all the Hebrew Israelites with the black fist. Shout out to everyone because I think now, is it just me? Ashley, have you noticed, like on my job, they don't say Merry Christmas anymore. They say Happy Holidays now.
Everything is a holiday party. Corporate is very much inclusive. They don't want to offend anyone. There are no Christmas anythings. It's holiday event.
Yes.
Or winter party.
Winter party. Yes.
Yeah.
And shout out to Trent King again for the $5 super chat on My Sweet Perspective. Friday after next better be on this list.
Maybe
not. And you know what? I don't know if Ashley has any, but we ain't spoiling the list for you yet. But there are so many Christmas movies. I don't know if Ashley had a hard time narrowing it down to 10 because I feel like if I could do a solid top 15, a lot more would have made the list. But narrowing it down to only 10. We had to just put the top. Like I'm like, no, this can't beat this.
But can I be honest? Can I be honest though about that real quick, Nickey? I literally hate Friday after next. It gives me the ick, the cringe. I hate it. I don't like to even joke about SA, and it disturbs me to no end that he's trying to take little cat's cat. I don't like it. It bothered me. I don't understand why it's even in our zeitgeist at this point. I have a strong aversion to Friday after next. Just sitting in there.
I'm glad you brought that up. I haven't seen Friday After Next literally since it came out, which I was like a teen, late teen or something like that. I forgot all about that. Like, I just remember they was trying to pay the rent. Like, I'm gonna be honest, that's all I kind of really remember when it comes to Friday After Next. Is they was trying to, I think somebody broke in and like stole the rent money or something like that. Yeah,
I was making but you're right. Years ago and I blocked it out.
Really? Yeah, I haven't seen it in a while. And let's get into my number 10 entry. It is going to be P2, which is a horror thriller set on Christmas Day. This woman is working in a corporate office. She has to get the presents and get the outfit for Santa to make it over to the family holiday party, the family Christmas party. But unbeknownst to her, this crazy psychotic security guard at her office is fixated on her. And this is his chance to have a date with her. So he kidnaps her, holds her in this garage so they can have a date together on Christmas Day. And she spends the movie trying to escape and fight for her life. Now, Ashley, you can chime in on this, okay? I personally feel like a Christmas movie is any movie that happens on or around Christmas, even if the central plot isn't like Miracle on 34th Street. So I consider P2 a Christmas movie. It happens on Christmas Day. There's Christmassy stuff, like it's Christmassy in the movie. What do you think? Like, does the plot have to be Christmas?
No, no, that does not a Christmas movie make. If it's Christmas at any point while I'm watching this film, if there are any scenes where I see a Christmas tree lot, Christmas lights, a Christmas Eve party, if we're drinking eggnog, it's Christmas related. I don't care. For me, it does not have to be substantial or pertaining to the plot at all. If I see if any of the seasons that pass is a Christmas season, I can throw that in there.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm glad it's not only me. I'm glad. Okay, because I was like, if it happened, now we are going to jump into my number 9, which is The Ref from 1994. This is actually so good. Like, I think Ashley, have you seen this?
I have seen this ages and ages and ages ago. I used to be such a fan of Dennis Leary. But if you asked me about this movie, I really couldn't tell you much other than that he kidnapped the family. They were in the basement and it was just a wild interaction the whole time. That's the most I remember.
I was going to say, I actually think you would like this movie. So, for anyone who isn't familiar, The Ref is a movie about a dysfunctional family who gets together for Christmas. And at the same time, Dennis Leary, who is a robber, he's on the run from the cops. They're circling the neighborhood. So, he hides out in his family's house and has to hold them hostage until the police dissipate. But it's a dysfunctional, crazy family to where, you know how people joke on social media, like, if somebody kidnapped my child, the kidnappers will bring them back. Like, this is basically that. It is actually so good. It happens on Christmas. It's very Christmas, but it's my type of, Christmas shenanigans and foolishness.
Oh, goodness.
It's actually a really, really good movie. Like, it's top tier. It's top tier. Well, obviously, anything making our list is top tier. But
so.
Let's go ahead and get into Ashley's number 9. What you got for your number 9 entry, Ashley?
Oh, I'm sorry. I have to control it, don't I? Boom, baby. I didn't know I had the power over here. Trading Places. Okay. If you need to get 80s realness, if you love Eddie Murphy in his era, because I feel like this was his best time. I feel like that late 80s, early 90s Eddie Murphy is totally different. And in this one, he is opposite Dan Aykroyd. This is so politically incorrect. But I love everything about this. If you don't know the premise, Eddie Murphy plays Valentine, who is a grifter. He's a hustler, a con artist, and he finds himself the brunt of a bet between the Mortimers, right? These two very rich Wall Street brothers. And basically it says that, I can take anybody from anywhere, no matter their background, criminal history, and with some, influence, I can turn them into a good person. And the opposite is true for Dan Aykroyd's character. If he is upstanding in all this, if I put him in the right set of circumstances, he'll become worse than the other guy. And so this whole movie, you're watching this play out until they get hip to it and flip the switch on the Mortimers. I love everything about this movie. It is hilarious. Is it Christmas? Yeah. It's during the season, okay? It's Jamie Lee Curtis is here. This is just a fun, wild ride. If you haven't watched Trading Spaces, Trading Places, do yourself a favor and go and watch it. It's hilarious.
Now, I've never seen Trading Places. I remember my mother owned this when I was younger. But out of Ashley's list, this the one that I'm like, you know what? I might do a first time watch on Trading Places. Like, I might, like, and I'm not the biggest like comedy fan, but this feels more like it's in line with comedy like The Ref, where it's like a dark type of comedy to it, because that's not, I'm guessing the person who made the bet who said he can turn, that's a rich white person in the
They're
movie.
two rich white brothers. One is Mortimer
Okay.
and one is the other, but they like run the Wall Street Exchange, one of the big trading houses. And this is all their machinations. And apparently they've done this before. This is not the first time. And it's the bet is for $1. And basically they're ruining two people's lives. Yes.
The
Yes.
bet is so it ain't even about the money.
No, it's about just screwing with people. That's what it's about. Mhm. Jamie Lee Curtis is a hooker. It's amazing. It's
Oh,
a great,
wow.
yeah.
The Scream Queen played a hooker.
Yep.
That is so interesting. And my number 8 pick is Nicolas Cage in The Family Man. I truly don't know how I ever even watched this well, I actually remember the first time I saw this. The first time I saw this was back in the day when we had cable, before streaming. If you old like me, you remember cable. It used to come on it came on a little station called TNT. And it is not my type of movie, but I love Nicolas Cage. So I watched it. Y'all, I love this movie. So The Family Man is a movie about Nicolas Cage. He's a single man. He's rich. He stays in his penthouse. He has everything you could possibly want. And he actually gave up a relationship with like the love of his life to pursue a career. And now, like 20 years later, he comes across an angel played by Don Cheadle, who gives him a glimpse into the life he would have had he chosen love instead of money and a career. So he wakes up in like a middle class house. He has like 2 kids, the wife, and he's like, "Nah, baby, where's my Ferrari?" So of course it's one of those kind of like stereotypical Christmas, heartwarming. There's a message to the story, but I'm obsessed with this movie. I watch this movie damn near every Christmas. It is so good. I love the flip side of like the life he's living and then the life he could have had if he chose love. And of course, he gets a glimpse into that life. It's so good. Nicolas Cage is top notch in this. And this is the one. If you want like the feel good, you don't want no murder and mayhem and blood and like I like this is that feel good, moral to the story. This is the spirit of the season type of movie. Have you seen The Family Man, Ashley?
Absolutely, absolutely. Even though I have a strong aversion to Taya Leone, I can't
Oh, I
stand
don't
her.
like her.
Never liked
Same.
her in anything she
Same.
gives me. The heebs jeebs. There's something about her. Something about her. But I used to love Nicolas Cage at the time. And again, this definitely gave the heartwarming Christmas vibes. Loved it. He became a family man. Yeah, I love one of them stories. I love a old curmudgeon turning it around. But I'll have to watch it this season because I haven't watched it in a couple of years.
You should watch. It's real. I freaking love this movie. But it's so crazy that you say that about Tia Leone. I don't know what, how sometimes you just have those. I do not. She plays in another movie I love with Jim Carrey, where he gets laid off by his company and she plays his wife. It's like I be wishing another actress got cast. Yeah, there's something.
Any roles.
Yeah, I really don't like her. I hate when she shows up in like a movie. Oh, I'm just so glad it's not just me.
No, every time I see her, I'm like, why is she here, Ike? I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. Get somebody else to do
Why
it.
is she here, Ike?
I don't like it.
Oh my god, yeah. This this is the movie where I'm like, okay, I kind of get y'all. Like, let me pause the murder for just a bit, for just a smidge, okay, just a smidge. This movie, I love this movie. I love this movie, and I love this movie because even after the movie, baby, I'm choosing the career over the family. I'm sorry, like I am. But great message, great message. And let's get into Wait, did we do your number 8, Ashley?
Nope, we haven't done it yet.
Okay, so let's jump to Ashley's number 8.
Oh, I thought I had it pulled up. It went back on me. There we go. Miser Brothers Christmas. Okay. I don't know, but soundtrack next level. Okay. Level 20. But if you don't know anything about this, this is from the days of claymation, but this was remade in 2008. And it is the story of the Miser brothers. You have Heat Miser and then the cold one, right? And their mother is Mother Nature. And they have this brother who's the North Wind who wants to be Santa Claus. And so basically, he frames his two brothers for unaliving Santa Claus so that he can become the new Santa Claus. This is top tier quality Christmas entertainment. And again, it's a different style. Go get your life though, because the songs will stick in your head forever. This had to make the list. I watch it multiple times every Christmas season.
I
Have
have
you seen
never heard
it?
this movie.
No.
I've never even heard of this movie. Yes, Miriam, it's called Fun with Dick and Jane. I couldn't think of the name. I've never heard of this movie in my life.
Y'all, okay, we're gonna do it. We're gonna watch it at some point. But yes, a Miser Brothers Christmas, next level.
Now we are, well, let's go ahead and get to your 7, then we'll jump to my 7 since we already got you pulled up.
But watch it, y'all. It is on, I think it's on Prime and Hulu, I think.
Oh, somebody is with you. Jasmine said claymation should make a comeback.
I'm here for it. And they did a really, really good job with that one, with the remake, because it can be challenging, but they did good. Coming in at number 7, and I don't like ranking stuff. Nikki's like, oh, we're going to do a tier list. It's got to be in order. This is one of probably my favorite movies ever. I am a Jimmy Stewart fanatic. I love everything that he's ever been in, probably. And this is no different. I watched this 3-4 times between Christmas and New Year's. This is the quintessential Christmas story of a person who's depressed, ready to jump off a bridge, until an angel, Clarence, comes and reminds him of what the world would have been like without him. This is a story of redemption and hope and sacrifice and love. I love everything about It's a Wonderful Life. It's a runtime of about 3 hours. I don't give a damn. I'm going to watch it multiple times. It is that good to me. It is very good to me. Yeah.
Now, how much of his life they need to show what would have happened for 3 hours?
The whole thing, from when he saves his brother from drowning and he gets his ear until he saves the people from taking the poison. Yeah, we got to go back to childhood. All the way up. Mm-hmm.
And you know what? I will say, this is another one I've never seen, but I do know this one. I've heard of this one, but I do that's one of the things, you know, I'm finna be one of them elders who be talking about technology. I do miss the days before streaming, when during the Christmas season, they would just play. Like that's how I found The Family Man. And I feel like with streaming, you're kind of less likely to kind of discover, you know, certain things. Like when I was growing up, you know, like a certain movie would come on Saturday. You got to kind of be intentional about going to find movies now. I do miss the days when it would just play. But
and my bad, it's only 2 hours and 10 minutes. It's only 2 hours and 10 minutes. My bad. 2 hours and 10 minutes.
Often I say 3 hours. But 2 hours is still very long for a Christmas movie. Those tend to be like, those should be short and sweet.
This is a life movie. It's bigger than a Christmas movie, Nikki. This is a life movie.
I think I am a Black people Xmas movie person. I mean, I will look at some of the other ones, but only one would have made my list. I'm gonna be honest with you. The Black Christmas, look, I would just watch the Christmas movie that just, you know, come to me, sings to me, that, you know, it just 98% of the movies in Hollywood is white, child. So
yeah, come on, y'all. We're gonna watch It's a Wonderful Life too. Lord, come on.
Now, how do you think the reaction would be, Ashley, if they announced they're making a modern day It's a Wonderful Life centered on Black people?
Here's the thing. Call it something else and do it. And they probably have, because the premise you've seen in other movies. You've seen a person who feels like they've given their whole life to something and it was worth nothing because some traumatic event happens and they want to do something to end it all. And then they're reminded of, oh, well, if you hadn't have done this person wouldn't have lived, or they would have had this suffering in their life. We've seen this story over again. Never call it It's a Wonderful Life. this is its own thing and it needs to remain its own
Its
thing.
own
I'm
thing.
gonna say they've done some variations of it though. They might
Yeah.
have called it It's a Wonderful Something Else, but they've done something with this.
They probably did because I don't really check for movies like this, so maybe I missed it. But I know that I'm the greatest thing that ever happened to anybody around me. So I would love for some angel to come and just put it on display how dreary and horrid everybody's life would be if I hadn't existed. Because
Girl.
like I know that, but let's just put it on display. But I'm noticing a theme with your taste. You like the older, more classic Christmas movies, it seems like so far.
I do.
These
I
are
think you're different. Oh, I'm
yeah.
sorry. I'm going ahead. My bad. I thought you would switch back to yours. Yeah, I think they hold a special place in my heart. I'm more of a classic movie type of girly anyway, because on my channel I basically talk about shows because I feel like post 2000 movies don't hit the same for me. So that'll probably always be my like aesthetic or the vibe. But I think I've got some mixture in here. I think I got a little bit of mixture.
Well, I'm just saying I'm getting a vibe so far that
Okay.
Ashley is old time girl. She like the classics, the classics. But yes, let's go ahead and get into my number 7, which is Better Watch Out, which is a movie about a teenage girl who has to babysit this 12-year-old kid on Christmas Eve, and burglars pop up, and she has to fight to survive and protect the kid while, during the whole break in. And I won't get into nothing else because this is one of those movies go into blind. There's all type of stuff that they have up their sleeves with this movie, but it is definitely Christmas. It happens on Christmas Eve. It's the Christmas tree. It's all kinds of Christmas. Look, even in the poster, you see the little Christmas lights behind them. Okay, but I love this movie. Ashley, have you seen Better Watch Out?
Girl, I haven't seen this. And is that Ethan from in the background? Is that little Ethan?
No, this movie was
Oh.
like 2017, 2019. That's not. She basically saying all the little white kids look the same, y'all.
Oh gosh. I was like, is that Ethan from? I thought we set him down for a second too. Come on, come on, come on. But no, girl, I ain't seen it. Is it horror or is it like more of a thriller
No,
suspense?
it's more thriller, home invasion type of movie. I
Is
actually
there
think you would like it.
well, I can't say that. That'll probably spoil it. No. So it should be something I have to watch. Because I was gonna say, is there a happy ending?
You gotta watch the movie.
Since it's Christmas. Okay. Yeah, see, all right, that tells me everything I need to know. Nickey don't like
That ain't
happy
tell
endings.
you nothing.
Nickey don't like happy endings, so that just lets me know it's probably not a happy ending.
I don't like happy endings, but 99.99999% of movies is happy endings. So just because it's on my list, so The Family Man got a happy ending. That was on my list.
Okay, it was. All right. What's number 6, Nickey? What's number 6 on your list?
Number 6 on my list is Die Hard. And it might be blasphemous that it isn't ranked higher, but everybody knows we don't care what nobody has to say. Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Again, it happens on, it was either Christmas Eve or Christmas. It was his wife's company's Christmas party. Do I even have to give a synopsis to tell you what this is? I mean, it's Die Hard. We all know John McClane up in that tower barefoot trying to fight against the villains. But yes, this is for me number 6 of all time. Let's get into Ashley's number 6.
Okay, let's go there. The Preacher's Wife. And if you're over in our Discord, you watched it just right before this live. And this movie, directed by Penny Marshall, is based on an original movie called The Bishop's Wife, which is black and white, which I love as well. I was telling them earlier that to me, The Bishop's Wife and The Preacher's Wife is neck and neck for me. Stand both of them, but if you miss Nippy, okay, if you miss Whitney, you got to go back and watch The Preacher's Wife. The whole entire soundtrack eats Denzel, I want to exhale. Denzel gives everything you need because at the end of the day, I'm leaving Courtney B. Vance for Denzel if I'm Whitney in this movie. This is a classic. I will not go through a Christmas season without watching this at least 2 times because I got to sing. I got to sing with Auntie. But yes, this is Grail. This is mandatory. This goes in the capsule.
Not the capsule. I've
Mhm.
never seen The Preacher's Wife, but I'm with you. I'm absolutely choosing Denzel over Courtney. So Courtney was the husband.
Yes, the preacher. He was the husband and the preacher.
Okay,
Child.
okay.
And Dudley's the angel who's coming to help him out.
Dudley.
Yes, Dudley. Dudley is Denzel. He comes. He's sent on a mission from God because the Henry, played by Courtney B. Vance, requested help, right? Because his marriage is struggling, the church is struggling, everything is struggling, and so Dudley comes to help. But the wife, Julia, played by Whitney Houston, falls in love with the angel. Falls in love with the angel while the angel's just trying to help Henry, and Henry's oblivious. He don't know what's going on. He about to sell the church. Okay, this is prime time, and then they have a beautiful little son, Jeremiah. It's just a beautiful story. I tear up to this day watching The Preacher's Wife. Love it. Mhm.
Okay, so let's get into your number 5 pick.
Oh, okay, girl. I was like, oh, what's next? It looked like the chat stopped, but I see you guys in the chat on the
Yeah, I was just gonna say I hate this new service that we be streaming on because I can't see the chat now. The chat isn't moving. I have to look at my cell phone. Yes, Dane, this is exactly the same hat that I wore for my Terrifier 3. It show lives, and what I'm supposed to wear it one time and throw it away. But this damn stupid thing. Yeah, we can't see it. We can't see it. But go ahead.
Number 5 is Bill Murray's Scrooged. And y'all, if you want to get your whole life, this is the traditional Ebenezer Scrooge story, right? Bill Murray plays our protagonist. He is the CEO of a huge company. Alfre Woodard is here, who plays his secretary, and he is hell on wheels. Okay, he is hell on wheels. This is hilarious. It's got an element of darkness, right? Because he's going to be taken to the past, present, and future by different ghosts in this. This is a hilarious movie. Again, this was Bill Murray's prime time. I think this was right around the time of Ghostbusters, all of that. I couldn't get enough of Bill Murray when I was younger. And I think this movie is hilarious and oddly inappropriate because we tend to think because now we're in 2024 that older movies didn't give the giving, but this movie's going to give. He talks crazy as hell. It's hilarious. It's a ride. And I love seeing Alfre Woodard with her Tina Turner hair. Love it down.
Not Tina Turner. And
Mhm.
if you would like to continue this festive seasonal mood, we will be doing a watch along of Scrooged right after this. It will be members only. So please make sure you come over for that. We will be getting into Bill Murray's Scrooged as we continue the Christmas season. And now we are going to get into my number 5, what I think is the 5th best Christmas movie of all time, which is Black Christmas from the 70s. We have this is a classic as like Die Hard. Do I have to explain this one too? We have sorority sisters who get attacked on Christmas Day and they get killed off one by one. This is a horror classic. It is a Christmas classic. Absolutely obsessed. But I wasn't gonna make Ashley sit through this. She sat through Wishmaster for me. So we was trying to do the Christmas watch along today. I said, I ain't gonna have Ashley suffer again through no horror and murder. So we doing Scrooge. But I was like, Black Christmas. And it's another one that I was thinking of, but we'll get to that because it's higher on my list. Ashley, have you seen? I know you said you saw one of the remakes. Have you seen the 70s one? You muted.
No, and Our Life in Horror was telling me that's the one I need to watch. I was actually went out on a first date to see Black Christmas, the remake of it, and I was like, "What the hell is this?"
Yes.
Because it was very much present day sorority row, a special type of sorority type of girl, and it just didn't. I was like, what is this? Who is this for? But I'm actually open to watching the 70s version. I hear that it's so much better. So I'm not opposed.
Vastly. And now let's get into Ashley's number 5. I mean, number 4.
Oh, okay. Are we there yet? I didn't know we were there.
Well, really, I should have did my 4, but I forgot you already did 5. But go ahead.
Yeah, girl. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Listen, because Clark, and I don't care what anybody say, Clark was fine. Fine, big fine. Okay, I stand with Chevy Chase. But this movie is probably one of the funniest Christmas movies ever. Nickey, have you seen this?
Never saw this in my life.
Have you seen any of National Lampoon's? Like Family Vacation? What? You're just not a comedy person. Listen, this gives you everything you need. He's Clark Griswold. He's got a family, you know, the 2 kids, the 1.5 dogs, all of that, a lovely wife. And he thinks he's about to get this Christmas bonus. He's going to put a pool in the backyard. But everything that goes wrong this Christmas can. His in-laws come. His ratchet cousin in the trailer with the bad kids come. And it is just a full-on mess and debauchery. And he's a sicko a little bit. He's kind of a perv. A little bit of a perv, but it's just hilarious in all of the right ways. I stand this movie. It'll forever be in my top 10.
And let's get into my number 4. Reindeer Games. Don't talk to me when it comes to Ben Affleck. Don't talk to me when it comes to Ben Affleck. That man has a catalog like none other. Okay, Reindeer Games. We will be doing a watch along of Reindeer Games next Friday because we're gonna get into some Christmas season watch alongs. So next Friday we will be watching Reindeer Games. Reindeer Games is a movie about Ben Affleck playing someone who's fresh out of jail. His cellmate gets killed and basically was having a love after lockup relationship, love during lockup relationship with the woman who's never seen him. So when his friend dies and he gets released from prison and he sees this lady waiting for the friend, he takes the friend's place, pretends to be him, and ends up getting involved in a bunch of debauchery. This isn't debauchery. This isn't horror. This is action. Okay, this is an action Christmas movie, and it is straight up Christmas. It happens at Christmas time. They dress up like Santa to pull off this heist. Have you ever seen Reindeer Games?
Girl, no. You know, I ain't good. It's action, and that's a good era for Ben Affleck. That was when I was on my Ben Affleck, Matt Damon kick right after Good Will Hunting. So I mean, I'm open though, but no, I've never seen it. I have never seen this. Sorry to this man, I have never seen it.
And we have Charlize Theron, who I literally, of all the movies I've seen, of all the actors, past, present, came, went, I literally only have 2 women when on my list of favorite actors. They're all men. There are only 2 women, Angela Bassett and Charlize Theron. And baby, Charlize Theron in this movie, another level. Love her so much. But yes.
Because you said we're watching, this is Friday.
Yes, this is Friday. Yes, so I'm so now this ain't gonna be Wishmaster. You gonna like this one. That's why I had asked you, do you like action movies? Now you was talking about you need like a real deep story. It ain't no real deep, like he taking somebody place, he got to do this heist. That's basically the story. But it's a really, really good, fun, like Christmas time. So let's get into my number 3, which is Die Hard 2. Now, why are you laughing?
Because Die Harder. I've never seen this one. I'm kind of a purist though. I stick with the number 1, so I've never seen this one. This is at Christmas too, though. It's a year later.
Yes. Okay. Yes, it's a year later at Christmas. Most people would say Die Hard is better than the sequel. I think the sequel is better than the original. It's bigger, badder, like I love William Sadler, who plays the villain this time around. And this time we are in New York. John McClane's wife is on a plane coming in, and these terrorists like take over and about to, crash the plane. So John McClane got to come in, save the day. This is my number one favorite Die Hard movie of the whole franchise. I love it. I'll fight over this movie. I will fight over Die Hard too. It's so actually you gotta
Bruce Willis was so special back then, and I feel for him today. I hope things get better for him. But I loved him. He was so big fine. He really, really was. He was something special.
I love Ben Willis. This ain't I Know What You Did Last Summer. Not Ben Willis. Bruce Willis, and I didn't even realize. Like, I don't know. It didn't really, how sometimes you got to sit with stuff, like sit and actually look. I did a video like my first year, like 2 years ago, on my channel where I did my top 100 best movies of the 90s. The actor who showed up the most in that list was Bruce Willis. That man had hit movie after hit movie after hit movie after hit. It's unfortunate that he has dementia. Before that, though, this man's catalog was untouched. Like it was like I'm talking about. And it's for some reason it didn't dawn on me until I did. I was like, damn, like Bruce Willis was putting bangers out back to back to back to back. This man was working, okay. But maybe I'll add this to the season watch alongs for Christmas. This is a really, really good one. And now we hitting the cream of the crop, the creme de la creme of Christmas movies. We are about to get into our top two. Ashley, go ahead and set us off with your number two.
Well, my number, did it go back again? Oh, this is 3, baby. 3.
What's your number 3?
Yes, my number 3. And this is going to be Bridget Jones' Diary. Again, adjacent, because we have a Christmas party. You see the Christmas pajamas. You saw the Christmas jumper in this. Have you seen this one, Nickey? Have you seen Bridget Jones' Diary?
I've never seen any Bridget Jones movies.
Listen. If you just want, because honestly, it was going to be between this and like Love Actually, because I do have a UK sensibility when it comes to humor a lot of times in film. This is going to eat down every time. If you don't know about Bridget Jones, she is a 30-something singleton in the UK just trying to figure out her life, honey. She want a man. She want to lose 15 pounds. And she's sick of everybody. She's sick of life. Enter a young, fine Hugh Grant, who is ready to take off her grandma panties and take her all the way to the jungle. He does, but he's a cad. Okay. He got women's. And so her heart is broken. Enter Mr. Darcy, played by the Colin Firth, who is the man who loves her just as she is. This is a unconventional, hilarious rom-com, which is completely inappropriate. And I love it every single second of it. And I can't wait until the new one comes out on Peacock in the spring. But yes, this is definitely 3, a must watch at any time of the year, but especially during Christmas.
Wait, Renee Zellweger coming back for another Bridget Jones movie?
Yes,
oh wow,
baby.
I hadn't heard that.
Yeah, baby, yeah, and it's gonna be sad. The first part's gonna be sad, but it's gonna be.
It's gonna be sad.
I think so. The first part, at least.
Oh wow. Well, let's go ahead and get into your number. My whole speech I just gave about the criminal. Insert that here. Go ahead, Ashley. What's your number 2?
Coming in at number 2 is Coming to America. Now, a lot of people wouldn't necessarily classify this as a Christmas movie, but again, it's Christmas time. It's the Christmas party at the McDowell residence, okay? And this is just, again, Eddie Murphy during this time could do no wrong for me. Y'all can tell I'm a comedic girl. I don't really want to cry too much in Christmas. I want to laugh. And Coming to America is probably one of my favorite comedies of all time. And so it wouldn't be fair if I didn't have this at number 2 on my list.
And I have to admit, like how you just said, some people wouldn't consider this a Christmas movie. Now, I've never seen Coming to America, but when I saw it on your list, I was like, what the hell does that movie have to do with Christmas? I thought he was looking for a bride.
He is, but it's during winter. It's in
Oh,
Queens. It's Queen. And I cannot believe you have never seen Coming to America. You have to do a first time watch reaction video to Coming to America, Nickey. That's unheard of, ma'am. My
I
son works
just,
like,
I just never had any and it's my god sister's favorite, her number one favorite movie in the world is it's Coming to America, and it's what's that depressive movie with Oprah? The Color Purple. Those are her two favorite movies. But yeah, first of all, I'm not a comedy person. And yeah, I have some comedies that I like and that I got around to, but comedy is like at the bottom for me as far as genres. And I'm not one for the second I find out it's a love story or any type of love, so I really don't want to do with the movie. It's just not my thing. But we are going to
Darfalina
go.
said, did you go to your 5? She doesn't think she saw your 5.
Yeah. We talked about my number 5 was Black Christmas.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, my number 5 was Black Christmas. You done checked out, Darfalina. You weren't paying attention, Darfalina. Where you was? Where was you? My number 2. This was hard. Trying to get the number 1 is really hard. The Long Kiss Goodnight. This is action as well. We have Gina Davis, who plays a woman in like her, I don't know, I think she's in her 30s. She has amnesia. She can only remember like the last 5 years of her life. She was found pregnant and injured, and she has no recollection of her life before like the last 5 years. All of a sudden, she is, instead of using like expensive PIs because nothing seems to work out, she goes to hire Samuel Jackson, who is freaking amazing in this movie. He's the little sleazy PI that she's working with, but he gets some traction on trying to track down her previous life. And it is just literally the greatest action movie to come out of the 90s. Like I said, this was really hard. This has been my number 1 favorite Christmas movie for like my whole life, like since I was a child. Like I am obsessed with this movie. It is so good. Ashley, have you seen The Long Kiss Goodnight?
Absolutely. This is top tier. This was an era. Yeah. Absolutely. And I love Gina Davis real bad. Especially during that time, because she had done A League of Their Own. She had done that other movie. It was like a really crazy tearjerker death movie. I don't know if she dies during childbirth or something, but I just love Gina Davis during that time. So I absolutely watched it. This was a good choice. But I'm curious, how did this get ousted from the number 1 spot, Nickey? What happened?
Yeah, we go. Yeah. I can't rave about this movie. This is literally, as much as I'm a horror girly and grew up a horror girl, I also grew up an action girly. And this was just like peak my childhood. Like I think I was like 9, 10. Did this come out? I think this came out in 96. So I was 10. When I tell you, like, I was born the day this movie came out. Like the day I saw this movie, that's the day of my birth. Like I was so obsessed. I thought Samuel Jackson character was like the coolest ever. And seeing a female action, because when in that era, I was obsessed with like Arnold Schwarzenegger, and like the action stars of the 90s were all male. We didn't have Angelina Jolie doing Salt. Like you was hard pressed to find a female leading the action movie. So this like changed this movie it's better than Die Hard. Like people always talk about Die Hard when it comes to action. Don't forget Gina Davis. But I said this was my favorite Christmas movie since I was a child. But a foreign horror movie knocked it out of my number 1. My number 1 favorite, Ashley face. Ashley, you know what? That's what I should have invited you to. We did a watch along on the channel of Inside. I should have asked you to come for that one, because that face you just made. Inside is a French horror home invasion film about a pregnant woman who someone tries to break into her house on Christmas Eve. I think it's either Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. And she's like scheduled to be induced I think it's like the very next day at the hospital. We did a watch along to this on a channel. I reviewed this with Brandon and Sam from Our Life in Horror. When I say y'all thought I was obsessed with Oddity this year, like that was all I was talking about. I'm obsessed, like inside that obsessed. Out of this world, obsessed. And this movie was the movie that made me say we need a pregnant final girl. Like, what happened to where are the pregnant final girls? Because baby was full on, like 9 months pregnant, fighting for her life, like fighting down for her life. The French, Ashley, would you ever see this movie?
No,
You know what though? I would never recommend this to you because it's out of this world brutal.
It looks out of this world brutal because what's in her stomach? And why would that be the key art for the film? Because what's in there? Is it human? Is it a supernatural film? Or is this just like a slasher, bloody, kind of thing? These are the questions that I would have. But no, if I ever saw this in passing in real life, absolutely not. Because I didn't even know that was a stomach at first. I thought that was a cut up side of somebody's face or cheek. But when you said pregnant, then I saw the hand. Because I didn't know what this was. I didn't.
Yes, that is her stomach. It is a baby. The whole movie is very much like grounded. But it's not supernatural. The person that's breaking into her house is a woman who wants a baby. Her goal is to break into this house and cut her baby out of her stomach so she can get a baby. So you spend the movie watching the pregnant lady fighting for her life against this intruder. And now it's some negatives to the movie. Like some stuff gets a little unrealistic, etc. But top tier. I'm not just watching this every Christmas. I'm watching this all through the year. Like I am obsessed. Miriam, I don't know where you were. Yes, we did a watch along a while ago. Inside the unrated version was on Tubi, and we did a watch along because that was the only place it was streaming. And I think they said it was like leaving Tubi in a few days. So yes, we did. Yes, Gina Davis was great in The Fly.
Jay Antoinette says to you, Nickey, Nightmare on Elm Street, the dream child had a pregnant final girl.
You know what? I cannot. I know that's the one where we get a little backstory on Freddie and like his mom working in that insane asylum. But I honestly haven't seen that movie in ages, so I can barely remember it. I do not remember nobody being pregnant in that movie, but you could be right. But we still need more pregnant final girl because that movie was like what, the 80s? We need more pregnant final girls. But let's go ahead and see what we are unveiling. But you know what? Wait a minute. Ashley, are you surprised by my number one?
No, it tracks, Nickey. I'm not surprised at all. I knew it was probably going to be something unconventional. It was going to be something that would satisfy your horror needs. So I knew it wasn't going to be a run-of-the-mill Christmas movie. I knew that, honey. I knew
now, the only thing I will say is I wish the movie leaned more into the fact that it happens on Christmas. When she goes to like the hospital and stuff, like you see like a look, because when you go to like offices, they might have a little wreath, but she has no Christmas tree in her house. I wish they leaned into the Christmas setting. That's my only look. But you see why I can't have no kids? Because while everybody else watching The Preacher's Wife, I'm behind my kids trying to watch Inside. See. Let's go ahead and unveil Ashley's number one best Christmas movie.
And the drum roll. Okay. Home Alone, y'all. This couldn't. I can never go Christmas without watching Home Alone, and I don't care. And it's got to be the first one because Kevin McAllister, like, I don't care if I see you for the rest of my whole life. And another thing, when I grow up and leave here and get married, I'm living alone. Kevin McAllister was the ideal. I thought I could be Kevin McAllister. I said, if somebody ever came into my house, I can do this. I got this. If anybody ever forgot me, I got this. But I really was thinking about this the other day because I watched it and I said, this deserves a think piece because his parents were trash. Because not only do they forget their child once, but they lose him twice in two movies back to back one year following the other. Kevin had all of the justification to be as terrible and talk as crazy as he wanted to. They tried to put him in the bed with someone who was going to wet it up. They said, Fuller, if he has something to drink, he'll wet the bed. He's going to pee all over me. Kevin was not wrong. Free him. I feel like he has been accosted. I feel like his name has been dragged through the gutter because of him being like a petulant child. But, I'm sorry, Kevin wasn't wrong. This is number one. This is top tier Christmas entertainment, from the soundtrack to the acting. A young Macaulay Culkin, it gives everything you need. You even get John Candy in this. I'm just saying, it's worth it. Watch it every year. Home Alone, undefeated in the realm of Christmas to me.
Yeah, I remember I did see Home Alone and Home Alone 2 when I was a kid, and I do remember loving those movies. I really can't remember nothing about them, but you know how you maybe you maybe don't remember a movie specifically that you saw when you were young, but you remember the feeling of like watching a movie. So I remember loving both of the movies. I just don't remember the actual events. But I forgot who it was. Somebody in the comments earlier said they bet Home Alone is number one. So I guess they were right.
Dane, he was trying to be funny.
Okay.
It's okay. It's okay, Dane. It's okay. It is
but
funny.
That was our top 10 best Christmas movies of all time. Okay. Now, see, I feel like my list actually kind of diverse. We got to some heartwarming, Look, Ashley, let me have something. Okay. We got some heartwarming stuff. We got some comedy. Like it was a melting pot. Okay. It was a melting pot. But thank you so much for being here with me, Ashley, because I did ask you like last minute, hey, let's rank our favorite Christmas movies.
This is fun. Thank you for having me.
And thank you to everyone, all 35 of you who are here with us in the live. Please make sure you do all the things. Ashley is tagged in my description box. Please go over and support her if you haven't. Y'all know she hot in these YouTube streets. Okay, she hot in these YouTube streets.
And Nickey's tagged in mine, y'all. So if you're over here, please, if you need a horror fix, this is your girlie. Okay, she's gonna get you together. She's not gonna pull any punches. She's not gonna be soft and delicate about it, because y'all know I have a sensitive nature over here a little bit. It's hard for me. I clutch my pearls. I do all of the things. Nickey's gonna get to it. Okay, body horror, you got that. Real horror, you got that. Final girls, y'all know I don't know none of the terminology. I'm just saying what I done heard somebody else say. But go over there if you want it. She's gonna give you everything you need. Jump scares, she got them.
Yes, and I don't even know what to say. But also we are kicking off our Christmas season watch-alongs with Scrooged. It is members only. It is happening right after this live, so please make sure you go over and enjoy the paywall content and enjoy kicking off the Christmas season with horror and sweetness as we get into the Scrooge watch along. And next Friday, continuing our Christmas season watch alongs, we will be doing reindeer games. And drop down in the comments and let me know what other Christmas watch along. I'm not watching Miracle on 34th Street, okay? But maybe I'll do something like Trading Places. But drop down in the comments and let me know what other Christmas movies we should do for our seasonal Christmas watch along. And I gotta shout out my mother's number one favorite Christmas movie since I can remember is, oh shoot, Ashley, what's the name of the movie?
A Christmas Story.
A Christmas Story. I just know it's the Christmas movie where the little white kid wanted a BB gun for Christmas. I can never think of the name. Yes, I got to shout out her favorite. That's her number one is, wait, what is it called, Ashley?
A Christmas Story.
A Christmas Story.
Mm-hmm.
A Christmas Story. So I have to shout that out. But thank you so much for being here with us. Please make sure you come over and enjoy Scrooge with us. We will see you in the next one. Thank you.